a twist. Today we're going to make a special pizza. It's a Cuban style pizza. I know that sounds kind of strange, but we're going to put it together in different layers and top it off with sweet plantains. Right now we're going to start with a pound of ground beef, 85% lean. Now we picked this up at Whole Foods today. This is grass-fed. It has a different taste, believe it or not. It does have a different taste. I also got a half a pound of bison, and we're going to mix them both together, season them for right now, and put them in the refrigerator and let them chill for about 20-30 minutes. So that's where we're going to start. Okay? So let's put our half a pound of bison in here. Okay, I put the other pound of ground beef in there. So now I'm just going to mix them. I want to combine them so that they're together. Cover it with the Lysanders seasoning. It's just a nice meat rub, a little of the olive oil, and I'm going to blend it together and I'm going to put it in the refrigerator for about 20 minutes. And then we'll get started on our pizza because we got nice, it's frozen dough but it's fresh. We're going to mold it, we're going to prepare it, and this is going to be the best Cuban pizza you ever had. Alright, we're back. We're going to start off with the pizza. What I did was I got a dough. Okay, you can pick it up at the grocery store, and it'll be in your frozen food section. And it's just a package like this of frozen dough. Okay, but first thing we're going to do is put a little olive oil in our hands. Okay, just like this. Lightly cover your pan. Okay. Perfect. Now I'm going to take it out because I don't want the dough to stick to my hands. There we go. Okay. So I'm just trying to make it rounder and bigger. And the way I'm going to do that is really by massaging it out. Okay. I wish I could toss it around like at one of those great pizza places. I think it would end up stuck on the ceiling somewhere. Okay, so we're just going to kind of pull it out. There we go. There we go. Nice. Take a little flour. If it's sticking too much, okay. Little flour, little olive oil. In between the two, get it going. What I think I need to do is maybe get my cat up here and she can massage it out. Probably not a good idea. But I think it would work. There we go. There we go, nice. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to let it sit for a little bit and rise. There we go, nice. And you see how that one little ball, we've been able to stretch it out to cover the whole pan. Okay. Great. Now, I'm just going to cover it with a little bit of olive oil. There we go. Because we're not going to use a tomato sauce, per se. We are going to use a white bean sauce. And I'm also going to roast some tomatoes. So it's a combination of the flavors that's going to make the base for this pizza. Okay. Perfect. Now, we'll let it sit for about 15-20 minutes and we'll be back. We're back. We've got a whole mixture of different kinds of tomatoes, different colors, different varieties. So we're just going to drizzle that with some olive oil. And this is the Tuscan one. It's got the different herbs in it and everything. It's fantastic. So it'll add a little additional flavor. Some of the salt, some of the cracked pepper. And we'll put that in the oven for about 15 minutes or so until the tomatoes are nice and soft and, you know, almost burst at the touch. So we'll put that in there. And then I'm going to start up the pan so we can start cooking the ground beef. And I've got the white beans cooking over here, which are still little bit of time. There we go. I need this to be nice and hot. Top it off with some olive oil. We'll pull out the ground beef and we'll add it. Okay, I'm sauteing some onions here. I just want them to get a little bit translucent. Which usually takes about 5 to 6 minutes. We're going to go ahead and add the ground beef now. Remember, this is part ground beef, part bison. So we're just going to add it all together here. Let that cook. Now, I'm going to use a fork to separate it. It's not really what you normally would use. A wood spatula does not give me, I have small hands, so it really doesn't give me the grip and the ability to cut down things the way as I would like to. So unfortunately, either I have to find or I have to make a small spatula. For now, we'll just use a fork. And I just want to break this down into small pieces. Because I don't want it to clump up. I pulled the tomatoes out. They were nice and roasted. Now I'm just going to mix it all up. See how the tomato kind of just mushes up? I'm just going to mix that all together. And then we can start covering the pizza. I've got the oven on at convection at about 375 or so, depending on the strength of your oven. If it's not convection, I would go probably to about a 400, but keep your eye on it. Okay, so now we're going to pull this over here. And I'm going to kind of just place it right here so that I have easy access to it. Turn that off. It's the white bean. We already have our base. Bring that up a little bit so it slants up. Ooh, and if you kind of mess up like that, just kind of move it over so they can. There we go. Okay. It's going to be possibly a little bubble right there. Beans. It already has the olive oil on it. Okay. Beans have been cooking for so long that it almost comes like a little paste if I smush it hard enough. Sauce all around. Okay. And then we're going to move the ground beef over that has already the tomatoes. I'm trying to drain it a little bit. Alright, we're back. We're ready to put the cheese on top. So what I've chosen is a nice Spanish sheep cheese, mild, and we're just going to grate it all over it. Okay. Be generous. There we go, nice. We just want to top it. And just think, you know, we grate the cheese, we do a little exercise, a little bicep exercise. same time. We're going to toss this into the oven. It's going to probably bake about 25 to 30 minutes. Just keep your eye on it. You don't want the crust to get too crispy. So periodically go in there and check it. I just want to make sure that I cover every last part of it with this cheese. That looks good. Maybe a little bit more over here. There we go, nice. Okay, I'm going to top it off with a little bit of cracked pepper. And then we'll place it in the oven. We're back. We pulled the pizza out of the oven. We covered it with a little bit of green onions. Now on the side here, what I've taken is a green plantain that has ripened. Now this one, believe it or not, needs at least about another 3 to 4 days before it can get to this stage. And once it's here, it almost looks like it's rotten. It's completely black. We slice it down the middle, take the banana from the inside, slice it up, and we deep fried it. Now I've taken those pieces and I've made them into smaller little pieces. So what I'm going to do is add a little bit of the sweet banana on the top, which is very typical. It's very typical in a Cuban dinner to have either sweet bananas fried like this, or tostones, which is a crispy green banana that's been sliced almost like a potato chip, but a little thicker. So we're going to place these around. Okay. And it's just going to add, it's going to balance out the saltiness. So we have a little sweet and we have a little salty. And actually the tips are a little bit crispy, which even adds a little more depth to the dish. Okay. Here we go. My version of a Cuban pizza. We've got the beans at the base. We've got the ground beef and the bison and the roasted tomatoes. Topped it off with the great Spanish cheap cheese. Okay. And then I topped it off with some green onions and some sweet bananas fried. Thank you so much for watching us. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and watch us always on syndicatednews.net. Thank you.